Hello, and welcome to Eat the Rich with Michael H. Stiles. Xenophobia and racism are not new concepts in American society, but the last few presidential administrations have focused them in a particular direction, the current one most of all. How do we explain this seemingly endless well of racial hostility that some Americans seem to have for their neighbors to the south? In 1848, at the end of the Mexican-American War, a war which Ulysses S. Grant would describe as one of the most unjust ever waged against a weaker nation by a stronger one, the two nations signed the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which transferred to the U.S. all of northern Mexico, including Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Arizona, California, and New Mexico. That's a lot of land, and a lot of people lived there, more than 100,000 by some counts. Suddenly found themselves to be citizens of a new nation. Things were difficult for them, but a doctrine of removal was not enacted as a matter of policy. How do we square that with the America of today? The 19th century historian Frederick Jackson Turner had an idea, the aptly named Turner thesis, which said that America's endless westward expansion acted to soothe its political and economic strife. In Europe in the 19th century, when those who possessed nothing united against those who possessed everything, the ruling class had no concessions to make, and so they tended to lose their heads. In America, the idea was, send the people west, and the free and bounteous land will calm their restless minds. And so Americans turned their ire westward instead of upward. But today, Americans are more stagnant than ever. According to the New York Times, a smaller share of Americans are moving each year than at any time since the Census Bureau started keeping track. This means that the American ruling class has had to turn to other strategies to shift the blame. They can't send their citizens west, but they can keep them focused on the dangers of undocumented immigration and a towering wall stretching from sea to sea. Manifest Destiny was manifestly evil, displacing people and nature in a crimson tide of blood and soil. But it did what it was supposed to do. It curbed its people's revolutionary impulses once and for all. Next week on Eat the Rich, is your boss trying to kill you? Yes. Thank you and good night.